This season has been an exhausting one to sit through. For me. For me. I don't know about anyone else, but it has been exhausting to sit through. And people will probably say I'm being too harsh. Will say that the team is young and they're still trying to figure themselves out. And I would respond and say that's not a valid enough explanation to try and excuse what this season has been. I've seen it. We've all seen it. This team can be great. And we've also seen this team not care. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're not good enough, if this is some sort of strategy to position themselves going into the playoffs, if the NBA sent down some sort of memo to tell the Raptors to back off a little bit because they want certain teams and certain players to be pushed. I don't know, maybe there are guys gambling. One thing I do know that has always been a constant thing throughout this team's history is that they've been their own worst enemy, and you can see it right now. Like I said, we've seen how great they can be, but we've seen them not care. Enough information is out there for them to know what works and what doesn't work. We know what their weaknesses are. They don't show up in the first quarter or the fourth quarter. They don't rebound. Yeah, the 3-point shooting is not good, but that's offset by them defending the three. But overall, their offense isn't that good. They don't make free throws. They don't capitalize. They go into a mode where they have droughts and they go stagnant. They stop moving the ball. They just go away from what works. I just don't understand it. I personally don't understand how the answers are right there and you refuse to just implement them into the game. All you have to do is show effort. That's what's made this season something boring, and that's what's made this team boring and look dumb to me, because you're not bringing the effort and you choose to not do the things that need to be done to win the game. That's you. That's not anyone else. That's you. You're not doing these things. Now, this can all be dismissed, and I can look stupid if this team shows up. When the playoffs start, they show up and play every game, play play their hearts out every game, and they win a series or they lose in a game seven, fighting till the end. But right now, it doesn't look good. It just looks like every other Raptor season. I could do what ifs on this team, and all it comes down to, do they care? All it will come down to is all the what ifs are about them, players, coaches, the front office caring enough. That's it. That's it. There's nothing deep about all the decisions that have been made in the past. It's just about them caring enough. And there are times where it just looks like they don't. That's why the thought of, I don't want to say that they're completely like not a good team. We see it now because gambling has been introduced. We see everything being put out there. Hell, people are saying they're magnets in the ball, influencing how shots go into the basket. And they're and the pure stupidity of teams just running up and down the court chucking up threes. No, just lean on what you do well. That's what I don't like about this team. That's part of the dumb side of them. They're not leaning on what they do well. They don't identify the weaknesses of the other team. This has got to stop. I knew, excuse me, I knew not watching that game against Boston was a good thing because I knew they weren't going to show up. Of course, another game where they didn't rebound the ball well. And somehow they got outscored in the paint. Celtics aren't that good of a team. They don't deserve respect. This team gives too much respect to teams that don't deserve it. That's why they're losing. They're not losing because they're getting outplayed and dominated. No. They're losing because they don't remain focused. They're just giving too much respect to these teams. They're losing because of 3 minutes of just not caring within the game. It usually comes down to one quarter. And then in that one quarter, it comes down to a couple of minutes of them not remaining focused. They're not getting absolutely dominated. They're not. These teams are giving you opportunities to win, and you fumble them and you let them look better than what they actually are. Because they don't take this stuff seriously. And the fact that you're not pissed at the fact that they're just playing around and and you don't want to take advantage of the opportunity that they're giving you, it pisses me off. It pisses the rest of the people in the fan base off. I know people have their perspectives and are going to try, like I said, try and dismiss this and say, hey, they're a young team. They're still trying to figure it out. Where's the effort? If the effort was there, which would hide some of the flaws that they have, if the effort was there, I wouldn't have an issue. But the effort is not there for 48 minutes. It's not. If it was there, I wouldn't have to make this video. No one else would have to come on here and keep addressing the same problems that this team has. The front office doesn't want to make the moves to put this team in a better position. The coach doesn't want to make adjustments to put this team in a better position. And the players don't want to put in the effort to put themselves in a better position. It's frustrating to sit through. They're their own worst enemy. It's not anybody else. This season is just boring and dumb basketball. It's not something pleasant to sit through. Again, we can bring I can bring up, and other people can do it too, that maybe they're doing this on purpose. It's a wait and see approach. If they go into the playoffs and they give us a performance to be proud of, then I'll dismiss it and I look stupid. And I'd rather look stupid. I'd rather look stupid because I want this team to succeed. I don't want to go through another season of this team missing out on an opportunity. They're not going to win a championship. I understand that, but I want them to fight. I want them to care. I've been saying this. I've said this in previous videos. Other people have said it. Fight. Care. Stop being afraid of doing what works. Stop showing respect to teams that don't deserve it. They're just out there. They have the backing from the league. We know the Raptors aren't going to get the benefit of the whistle, but at some point you got to learn how to work around that. We know that's happening every season. The fan base can't keep complaining about it. At some point, the frustration has to be directed towards the team and be like, hey, we know this is happening every year. When are you going to make the adjustment? And basically put yourself in a position to where the league has to respect you and give you the calls. I don't want them to be given all the calls. I want the game to be called down the middle so the criticism can be justified towards the players. When they don't show up, they can be called out. And right now, I mean, criticism's still justified. They're not showing the effort every game. They're not giving you 48 minutes. At least if you gave effort and then the refs were screwing with you, then people can be like, okay, the refs are messing something up here. But it would also be beneficial if you worked around that. And if the Raptors were able to work around the nonsense of the officials, eventually that's going to stop. And the league has to respect them. But it's one of those things where it's like, are they in on what the NBA wants, or is this just who they are? I don't know. But I do know they're their own worst enemy. Based on what I'm seeing, they are their own worst enemy. And hell, the league is its own worst enemy because they want to manufacture greatness. They want to manufacture the great teams and the great players. They don't want to let things be natural. At some point, At some point, this team needs to wake up. At some point, the league needs to wake up. Can't keep doing this. It's got to go back to what works. There was no problem with this game to begin with. It was fine, but people wanted to change things because people didn't like a certain style of the game, a specific style of the game. No, it was fine. This style where it's just offense, and again, that's the frustrating thing is that the Raptors want to play defense, and yet for some reason these other teams who don't want to play defense somehow get stops. Like their defense isn't even defense. It's just hoping the Raptors miss. That's it. They're giving you shots and you don't take advantage of it. Everything is right there for you to take and you don't take it. You're not ruthless. If you just took it, you would be in a better position. I wouldn't make this video. There wouldn't be frustration within the fan base. I know people are gonna say they're young. That's not a good enough excuse. Because them being young should mean that they're hungry and they want to chase after it. They're playing like they've already figured things out, and they want to go with this casual approach. Well, again, I've been repetitive throughout the video because it all keeps connecting and coming back. All they really have to do to make me look stupid is not have a typical Raptors playoff performance where they show up one game, disappear the next, show up 2 straight games, disappear the next 2, show up one game, and then you get the point. I need consistent effort. That's what's gonna overcome their weaknesses, and and that's what's gonna be scary for the rest of the league. Because if this team can fight and lose in a respectable manner, or they get past at least one round with all the weaknesses that they have, once they fix those problems, this team will be a problem for the rest of the league. If them just making a statement with all the flaws that they have is enough to scare people, at least for the seasons to come, because all they have to do is fight and care and stop being boring, stop being dumb, stop being exhausting to watch. The opportunity is right there for them to take it. It all comes down to them. Are they going to beat themselves and let the opportunity slip out of their hands, or are they going to take it and stop being a joke? Basically, that's the best way I can put it. Because everybody wants to poke fun at them. Do you want respect or not? Comment section is down below for you to agree or disagree. If you agree, I would like for you to expound upon it, and if you disagree, I would like you to actually explain yourself instead of doing the same generic nonsense that I've seen in other comment sections. I don't want generic stuff with agreeing with me or disagreeing with me. I want an actual conversation, please. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.